Hello, can you hear me? Uh, we'll shortly be starting with the proceedings, so I request everybody to please take their seats. Please ask the people in the mini Audi to join us now. Hello.
माणसं आहेत का काय? ह्याच्यावर झूमने जॉईन होणारे फारसे काही नाहीच होय.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
बरं ते म्यूट आणि ह्याचं
Yes, sir.
बघून
Yes, sir. Wait.
म्यूट.
Hello. Hello, sir. Welcome. We're just adjusting the audio settings and we'll be starting with the program soon. Are you able to hear us? Ola, sir? Hello, sir. Are you able to hear us? Uh, can you say something, sir, so that we can check the audio? Can you unmute yourself and say something so that we'll just have a check on the audio? Hmm. Hello.
मैं जूम लिंक ले लूँ क्या? मैं अपने जूम पर चेक करता हूँ। हाँ ले लो ना, यहाँ पे लाइव चालू चाहिए ना। मुझसे कोई चैट कर सकता है? कांटेक्ट कौन कर रहा है?
Hello. Hello.
सेशनवर आहे बघतोय मी आता.
हा 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 अच्छा केलाय मी अनम्यूट.
अनम्यूट कर कारण मी बघतो आता आवाज तुझा ऐकू नंतर काहीतरी.
Hello. Sir, can you hear us? Hello.
हा केलं आता.
अनम्यूट म्हणून बसला असेल बघ तिकडे तिकडे.
हो हो केलंय.
तुझं माईकचं बटन आहे ना ते अनम्यूट केलं नसेल.
हा केलंय अनम्यूट आता.
Hello. Hello.
हा हॅलो हा बोल हा बोल हा मी डिस्कनेक्ट करतो आता चल ठीक आहे.
ठीक आहे ना.
Gunjal sir, can you hear us? Hello.
येस.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
अरे अजून एक घेऊन ये हा पाठीमागे.
Good morning, everyone. I request you to please settle down. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. We are just about to get started. On behalf of RCA, Ruia College Alumni Association, I welcome you all for the Jewel of Ruia and the Rising Star of Ruia Award Ceremony. My name is Mayuri and I'll be your host for today's events. I request the President of RCA, Ms. Urmi Palan, to escort the Jewel of Ruia, Professor Dr. Suhas Pednikar, and Principal Professor Dr. Anushri Lokur on the dais. Also, Secretary RCA Mr. Pradyumna Maheshwari will accompany Rising Star Aditi Dandekar, and Joint Secretary RCA Mr. Vipul Bondal will escort Rising Star Pranav Sakha. In the middle. I request everybody in the audience to please put their phones on silent. Okay, thank you. I now invite Ms. Urmi Palan to formally inaugurate the proceedings.
Good morning, everyone. All those present over here, a very warm welcome to today's event, a very special event for RCAA and for Ruia College. This is an event where we all get together to felicitate our alumni who have been, doing well, making their name across countries, and settling down to, not really settling down, rather I would say doing, contributing more, lot to the society and to the population at large. So a very warm welcome to everyone, my colleagues of the managing committee, Principal Professor Anushri Lokur, today's jewels, Professor Suhas Pednekar, and Dr. Ulhas Gunjal. The rising stars for today, Ms. Aditi Dandekar and Mr. Pranav Sakhdev, distinguished invitees, teaching and non-teaching faculty, and the students of Ruia College. This event is the flagship event of RCAA, and today's event is particularly special for many reasons. One, as we all know, we've been through the whole world has been through a very difficult phase for the last few years. And today it's the first time after 3 years that we've been able to manage or are in a position to do this event in the physical format. So after 3 years that we are all meeting in person to felicitate the jewels. Last 2 years, though we did not miss on doing it, we did it, we made a virtual program, and we did continue with the tradition of felicitating our jewels and rising stars. But today is the first, after 3 years, is the first time that we are all meeting again in person and doing this event in person. Another reason why today's event is very special is that our jewel, Professor Suhas Pednekar, is probably the only jewel, not probably, definitely the only jewel, and probably in a long time will be the only one who has been associated with this college through his student days. Professor Pednekar joined Ruia College as an undergraduate student. So it should be, I think, in the year 1973 or 74 that he came in as a student, was here till he moved to the university as the Vice Chancellor of University of Mumbai in 2018. Ruia College has lots of illustrious alumni. There is no doubt about it. Ruia College has just finished 85 years of existence in 2022. So we are definitely going to have a large number of people who have, who are brilliant across the world. But we have yet to have someone who has been a student, has been a faculty, has been the principal, and moved on only when he moved to the University of Mumbai as Vice Chancellor. So we could say that, he spent most years of his life associated with Ruia College, more than any other association, be it family, be it friends, be it whatever. Through his entire life, I think his maximum association has been with Ruia College, and we have all witnessed that right now when he walked in through the auditorium, everyone, I think, just stood up to meet him and talk to him. Sir, it's indeed an honor to be the one giving you this award on behalf of RCA. I feel I'm extremely privileged to be the one to do this for RCA today. And let me tell you that RCA, everyone, every alumnus is extremely proud of you, sir. Our other jewel is Dr. Ulhas Gunjal. He is an alumnus again who joined Ruia College, I think in the year 1969, and majored in economics, went on to do his PhD, and has been associated with the International Monetary Fund and is now in the US. And again, today's event becomes special because due to reasons beyond our control, we moved to the virtual world while doing the alumni awards. And we continued to do this in the hybrid mode. So today we are in the hybrid mode, and we have Dr. Gunjal, who is with us virtually and who will be giving his acceptance also live when we are doing the award distribution. I congratulate both the jewels for being with us and accepting our awards. The rising stars for today, as you can see them seated, are Miss Aditi Dandekar, who is an gymnast of very high repute, has represented India at various platforms and is a Shiv Chhatrapati Award winner. And we have Pranav Sakhdev, who is a Sahitya Academy Yuva Puraskar winner. So when we look at the background of the four alumni, it just gives us a glimpse of the diverse talent that Ruia College has, and I'm sure everybody over here is contributing towards that, and that is what is bringing glory to our institution. Today, while I'm here to present to you the event, let me give you a brief review of what has happened in the last 1 year since the last Rising Star. RCA had its managing committee meeting and the general body meeting in September, when we elected the new managing committee. I am pleased to be leading that committee, which is a new blend, let us say, a blend of new blood, a blend of people who are a lot more tech savvy and in sync with the youth of today. And a lot of our managing committee members who have been associated with the Alumni Association for the longest time have brought it to the state that it is today and are contributing through their wealth of experience to the Alumni Association. So we have a brand new committee, and you will get a list of all the new managing committee people on the website as well, and in the newsletter which will reach you by mail. The regular events that Ruia College Alumni Association normally had, apart from, of course, this flagship event, was having a medical camp. Again, here there was a rethink, mainly due to the pandemic, and we realized that the need for today is as much physical as well as taking care of the mental health. And therefore, the medical camp, which was being conducted routinely every year on campus, through the efforts of doctors who are again all alumni of the association, members of the Alumni Association. This year, we thought, after a lot of deliberation, of helping the institution take care of the students' mental health. And keeping that in mind, Ruia College Alumni Association will be is in the process rather of appointing a counselor who would be available for the all the people in Ruia College for whatever are their needs, whatever kind of difficulties or stresses that they may be facing. And we all know that people are facing a lot of stress on various fronts due to the pandemic. So the regular medical camp has been remodeled to taking care of the mental health of the students. And at this point, I would like to mention that our own earlier president, alumnus, and a very senior faculty of Ruia College, Lalita Paranjpe madam, I think most of you who are here would have known her or would have been her students, contributed generously to the Ruia College Alumni Association for this particular purpose. Thank you, ma'am. We are also looking at conducting, which again a normal feature was to have the lecture series, which now is being again done in a slightly different manner, and instead of having lectures which would be helping out, not that we are not going to do that, but we've broadened the scope rather, and we are trying to look at conducting sessions, lectures, workshops for students at large to help them develop skills towards their future journey after graduating from Ruia College. So wherever they are, where it's the need for them to look at how to face interviews or how to develop their soft skills or what is required in an SOP writing is what we are trying to look at. And this again probably therefore would be in a hybrid mode so that we can tap lot more students and the benefit goes to a larger population of students rather than a select crowd that could be present physically at any given time. So the lecture series also, which was a routine event, will happen but in a slightly modified mode. Last year we initiated a kind of crowdfunding program where Ruia College looked at collecting funds for the benefit of the students in terms of whether it is a difficulty in paying fees or whether there are funds required by the institution to support research at various levels in the college, be it the faculty or the students. Through this crowdfunding program now is going to be a routine event. From the last year's fund that was generated, fees for the students were given and disbursed as per the requirements of the students, and a sum of 2 lakh rupees was given as seed money for research activity for the faculty and students. And this amount was disbursed only after evaluation by subject experts so that the fund is being used in the right manner for the people who need it and as per the needs of the institution. This initiative is going to be an ongoing initiative. Another change that has happened in the last few months is that the Ruia College website has now been upgraded. We all know that the youth of today are very tech savvy. They are used to various forms of media, and to make this a more interactive kind of website, we've decided, or we've in fact already started having the new website in place, which is a lot more interactive. I appeal to all those members who are here, those who are already members of Ruia College Alumni Association, to please register on the new website. Once you register, you will start getting emails which will update you on all the activities and events that are happening through RCAA. Those who are not already members may also visit the website and become members through the website. It's not very difficult, and that way it will become, you get registered on the website directly as soon as you become a member through the website, and you will be able to get all the updates, and we will be able to be in touch with you a lot more easily. I appeal to all those present over here, faculty, students, please spread this message to the rest of the students to log into the website and contribute to the college or to our parent institution through RCAA by becoming members of RCAA. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Urmi ma'am, for that brief overview of activities of the RCAA. I now request the principal, Dr. Anushri Lokur, to please come and say a few words about the event.
Thank you, Mayuri. President of RCAA, Mrs. Urmi Palan, Secretary of RCAA, Mr. Pradyuman Maheshwari, today's jewels, Professor Suhas Pednekar and Dr. Ullas Gunjar, rising stars Ms. Aditi Dandekar and Mr. Pranav Sakdev, office bearers of RCAA, invited dignitaries here. We have many dignitaries with us today. Family members of the jewels and rising stars who are with us or have joined us on virtual platforms, my teacher colleagues and my dear student friends. A very good morning and a warm welcome from Shikshan Prasarak Mandali's Ram Narayan Ruia Autonomous College. It's my proud privilege to welcome you all to this prestigious event where Ruia College Alumni Association confers the titles of Jewel of Ruia and Rising Stars to our illustrious alumni. This annual event, organized by the RCA, it has now become an important occasion to look forward to every year. Today, I can see many of our alumni, and the moment you enter college, I know your mind must be flooded with memories and the time that you have spent in quadrangle and in this institution. And I always have people come and tell me that the moment we enter the college, we have a different feeling. And I think many of you are experiencing that today. I must congratulate the RCA for this unique concept of recognizing noteworthy achievements made by our alumni in their professional careers and the commendable contributions made to the society. These recognitions have set a significant benchmark for our current students to emulate in their future careers. The jewels of Ruia are our senior alumni who have attained admirable status in the society with their commendable achievements. And rising stars are the younger ones, as you can see, who have already made significant contributions in their field of work or activities. Both these awards very strongly reflect the continuous drive for excellence that Ruia College has embedded as its dictum in all the spheres of its activities. Today is a special day for us. For the Jewel of Ruia title, we have Professor Suhas Pednekar, who was a former Vice Chancellor of University and our own former principal. Sir, I'm really honored to share this stage with you. I would like to mention, as Urmi Madam mentioned it earlier, he has been associated with Ruia for 44 years. 10 years as a student and next 34 years as a faculty and as an administrator, as a principal for 12 years. I must reiterate here that it was under Sir's exemplary leadership that Ruia College won many awards and recognitions. His visionary thinking, confidence, perseverance, trust, and above all, the boundless love that he has for his alma mater, they were instrumental in overall growth of our college. At the university, as the Vice Chancellor, Professor Pednekar showed the same leadership skills to bring many recognitions to the university. Although you will be seeing an audiovisual clip about Dr. Pednekar, Professor Pednekar, I cannot resist mentioning some of his achievements of the college during his tenure of 12 years as a principal of the college. I am not mentioning all of them, it's just a few of them. It was during his tenure that Ruia College was adjudged Best College. We were awarded the prestigious FIST grant by Department of Science and Technology. Ruia College was the first college in the country to be accorded the highest national status of College of Excellence by the University Grants Commission. We were the recipients of Star College scheme from Department of Biotechnology, and we became the first college in Maharashtra again to be accorded Star status by the Department of Biotechnology. We were the first affiliated college in Mumbai to be sanctioned DDU Kaushal Kendra by the UGC. And in 2017, we were conferred autonomous status, and in the same year, we received an A+ grade with a CGPA of 3.70 out of 4, and at that time, we were the highest amongst arts and science colleges in Maharashtra. I feel really proud to have taken up the reins of administration from Sir, and I feel proud to attempt to continue the legacy ahead. Sir, thank you for being here as a mentor to me and my team, and always for your continued guidance and support. Thank you. Our second alumnus today, he is here with us virtually. I can see him, not all of you can see him right now, but later on you'll be able to see him. You are? Okay. Sorry, yeah. Our second alumnus for the title of Jewel of Ruia is Dr. Ullas Gunjar, a renowned economist. He was a student at Ruia College between 1969 and 73. He has won several intercollegiate competitions while in Ruia. He was a recipient of our prestigious Vidyabhushan Award, which all of us know. That is a very prestigious award, and he is an awardee of that. He completed his post-graduation from Department of Economics, University of Mumbai, and he completed his doctorate from Trinity College, University of Cambridge. He was appointed to the economist position at the International Monetary Fund, where he has worked since then. As a senior economist at the IMF, he is known for his reviews and reports on economic situations in various countries. His mission also included some important missions in India. Besides this, he is an avid traveler and a writer. His latest book, Home Again, has received rave reviews. He has, as you can see, joined this event virtually, and it's past midnight for him. We are so proud of you, sir, as one of the jewels of Ruia. Welcome through this virtual mode. So heartiest congratulations to both Professor Suhas Pednekar and Dr. Ullas Gunjar. The Ruia family, of which you both are a part, wishes you unparalleled success in all your future endeavors. This year, the title of Rising Star is being awarded to a young sportswoman, Miss Aditi Dandekar, better known as a rhythmic gymnastics wonder girl. She is also a recipient of Shiva Chhatrapati Award for her performance at both national and international events. Last year, she is a very recent graduate. Last year, she passed out with MSc in biochemistry. So we have seen her growth in front of our own eyes, and it's a very proud feeling, Aditi. So she has brought many laurels to our country and to our college. We are really proud of you. The other rising star to be felicitated today, again a very young and dynamic alumnus, Mr. Pranav Sakhdev. He is a young and accomplished writer and storyteller. He is a recipient of Yuva Puraskar from Sahitya Akademi. He has more than 30 publications at this young age. And all of them are very well received by the readers. He has, at this young age, he has made a mark in the literary arena, and we are sure he will win many more accolades in the future for his literary accomplishments. I congratulate both Aditi and Pranav and wish them great success ahead. As Madam said earlier in her speech, I would like to bring to your attention that all the 4 awardees today are from different spheres of activities and have contributed differently to our society. This, I must say, truly reflects the spirit of Ruia College. At this juncture, as a principal, let me take this opportunity to share with you some of the achievements of the college during this academic year. There are many achievements, but for the want of time, I am just going to highlight very few. Our website has all these achievements, and I would really urge all of you to see our website for this. Ruia College completed 85 years. And to commemorate this, we organized a 2-day international conference on Millets 2023, a transdisciplinary approach to its resurgence and sustainability. As all of you know, that this year has been declared as an International Year of Millets by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. And I'm proud to say that we were the first non-agricultural university to have, college, not even university, to have recognized the importance of this initiative and have arranged or have done such a conference on this international scale. In this conference, there were pre-conference workshops and a recipe competition was there. More than 280 participants from all over the world participated in this conference. We received a large number, 119 research papers for this conference. Millet Man of India and recent Padma Shri awardee, Dr. Khadar Walli was the keynote speaker for this conference. Also, our Higher and Technical Education Minister of Maharashtra, Honorable Chandrakant Dada Patil, graced the inaugural ceremony, and in his address, he appreciated the efforts done by Ruia College. In a continuous effort to upgrade the skills of our faculty, which is a crucial thing if you want to maintain the quality of higher education, and especially with NEP 2020, we continue to upgrade the skills of our faculty, and we organized a workshop on innovative pedagogies for undergraduate teachers in July in association with Indian Institute of Science Education on Research, Pune, and Maharashtra State Faculty Development. This workshop exposed the faculty members to the changing perspective of teaching, learning, and evaluation with respect to the NEP 2020. Our students, as usual, have performed very well. They have excelled in various intercollegiate competitions. I'm not going to mention all of them, but in many of these competitions, we have won first or second places in different types, in sports, in literary areas, in performing arts, you name it, and everywhere our students have performed exceedingly well. I'll just mention 2 things. Our NCC Golden Senior Under Officer Aryan Devulekar received prestigious Raksha Mantri Commendation Card for the year 2022. This is really a very big honor, and he was the only one from Maharashtra to have received this. 111 students from Ruia College participated at the Avishkar Research Convention, and students from Department of Biotechnology won the first prize in the PG category for agriculture and animal husbandry, and students from history also won a consolation prize in category of humanities. Our faculty members have also done exceedingly well. Many of them have published their research papers in renowned journals. Some of them have got good research grants. An institution stands on pillars of dreams, aspirations, and dedication, but it also needs supports from well-wishers and philanthropists for its continued growth. The RCA gave us generous supports, as ma'am just mentioned, for more than 5 lakh towards payment of fees of 65 economically backward students. They also provided us with the seed money of around 2 lakh for supporting 15 research projects of our UG and PG students. And this is really, I really appreciate this because there is no other way we get funds to support our research activities. So I extend my sincere thanks to the RCA for this benevolence. Further, we developed a state-of-the-art computational laboratory with a generous support from Mr. Ramakant Gupte in the memory of his late wife, Mrs. Vandana Gupte, who has been our alumnus. Our sincere gratitude to Mr. Gupte. At Ruia, we believe that the true legacy of our excellence is the societal standings of our alumni. The achievements of our alumni and the societal contributions are the true testimonies of that institutional contribution to nation building. Here I am happy to say that Ruia continues to stand tall amongst colleges in the Mumbai region. I must acknowledge the fact that RCA and its initiatives are providing the necessary impetus for enhancing this societal connect. The National Education Policy of 2020 envisages a more purposeful role of alumni in institutional programs. So we would like the alumni participation, especially in areas like syllabus modification, student training for industry readiness, and skill enhancement programs leading to entrepreneurship. I therefore sincerely request the alumni to actively connect within your groups and come out with plans that can be implemented along with assistance of RCA. Let us give back to alma mater much more in a proactive manner, and I hope to come back here with many more success stories of such collaboration between alumni and the institution. Thank you very much and namaste.
Thank you, Anushri ma'am. That was a wonderful testament to what can be achieved if the alumni and the college work together in synergy. We will now move to the award ceremony part. So first we'll start off with the Rising Star Award. This was established in the year 2014 to highlight impressive performances of alumni at a very young age. And it is our hope that stories of these rising stars will inspire the young generation to strive for excellence early on. Let me introduce you to the first Rising Star awardee for today, Ms. Aditi Dandekar. I will now read the citation for Ms. Dandekar. The members of the Ruia College Alumni Association consider it a privilege to felicitate Aditi Dandekar, an illustrious alumna who has brought honor and fame to her alma mater, Ruia College. Aditi obtained her BSc and MSc in Biochemistry from Ruia College in 2020 and 2022 respectively, and is currently working as a research intern at the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, Mumbai. During her stint at Ruia College, Aditi received several laurels for the college, state, and nation in rhythmic gymnastics, all while maintaining an impeccable academic record. The sport combines elements of gymnastics, dance, and calisthenics, and the participants must be strong, flexible, agile, dexterous, and coordinated. Aditi has an astounding tally of 251 medals in rhythmic gymnastic competitions, 150 gold medals, 76 silver, 25 bronze, incredible, spanning international, national, state, and district levels. In recognition of these achievements, she was awarded the Shiv Chhatrapati Puraskar by the Maharashtra government in 2018-2019 and the Jilla Krida Puraskar by Mumbai City District Collector in 2016. Significantly, her sports achievements have been both in individual and team competitions. On this day, the 11th of March 2023, in recognition of her achievements as an outstanding rhythmic gymnast and the glory she has brought to her alma mater, the Ruia College Alumni Association and Ramnarayan Ruia Autonomous College, are proud to confer upon Aditi Dandekar the title of Rising Star 2022. I request the President RCAA and Principal of Ramnarayan Ruia Autonomous College to please present the award to Ms. Aditi Dandekar. Let's go behind the scenes now to know how this rising star was able to maintain a balance between academics and sports so successfully. We'll have an interview.
We have with us Ms. Aditi Dandekar, the proud recipient of the Jewel of Ruia Award for the year 2022. Hi, Aditi. It gives me great pleasure to know more about your journey. You've excelled really extremely well in sports. So, were you always a sports enthusiast right from childhood?
Yes, actually, there's a gymnasium near my house. So they used to arrange summer camps every year. And I had been to one summer camp when I was 5 years old. And since then, I just started liking sporting activities.
Okay, so I was actually going to ask you what any particular reason as to why you selected rhythmic gymnastics?
Yeah, actually, rhythmic gymnastics is a very attractive sport. And it is the only Olympic recognized sport that is played by all women. And there are a lot of things in rhythmic gymnastics that are attractive, like presenting yourself, expressing yourself. So it is not just a sport. I can say that it is kind of an art form, which attracted me.
Okay, good. We all know that sports actually needs a very disciplined lifestyle. You know, you have to give a lot of attention to the kind of food you eat, and your exercising regimen, your routine. So it would be really interesting to know about your practice routine. How did you do your practice sessions?
Yeah, so basically, I used to practice for 6 to 8 hours per day. So in the morning, we had one practice session. Later, I used to go for my school and college and all of that, my academics. And later again in the evening, I used to practice.
Okay, I mean, with so much of commitment and sincerity, it's extremely appreciable that you are a science graduate, So I actually wanted to ask, it's such a unique combination of taking biochemistry as a majoring subject and, being an enthusiastic gymnast, So this is what I wanted to ask you. How did you manage your time? I mean, school, it's okay. But then with college, with the kind of curriculum and the studies that we have to do, at graduation, post-graduation levels, how did you manage your time, Aditi, with all this?
I'm glad you asked this question. Ruia has played a big part in my sporting career as well, because they've always supported me. Anytime if I had any competitions clashing with the exams or maybe completing the practicals, everything, I got a lot of support from Ruia, and all my professors, HOD Prashant sir and principal ma'am, everybody used to, they helped me taking in re-exams and completing my practicals other than the regular batches. So that is a major thing, which is why I could, pursue both.
So, I mean, it is looking at the laurels that you've achieved, at such a young age, So how does it feel representing India as a nation, as a country at all the international championships that you've represented India? How does it feel?
Yeah, so
at such a
basically,
young age. Yeah.
yeah, basically, this game is very new in our country. Entirely rhythmic gymnastics is hardly like 10 to 15-year-old sport in India. And it is a very proud feeling that you get when you actually go and perform on international carpets with all the other participating countries.
Okay, and now that we know that you've completed your masters as well, and currently you are interning with TIFR. So,
Yes.
how is this experience versus your, experience with your passion? How is this kind of commitment, similar or different from the kind of commitment you had to have towards your sports?
Yeah, so basically, sports has helped me a lot in developing some habits that are useful and which are going to stick with me throughout the life. Just like, being on time or respecting the deadlines or time management. All these skills I have gotten from sports, and I think that they're going to stick with me for life in whatever career I choose ahead.
Okay, great. And do you still get time for your passion with the kind of commitment that now you have to give as an intern? Do you still have time for your passion?
Yeah, I try to take out time because I like the sport very much. And actually, my coach, Mrs. Varsha Upadhyay, because of her, I have developed this passion for my sport. I actually work as a part-time coach at her academy. Yeah, so I try to take out as much time as I get with the interning.
Okay, now you've already mentioned that your teachers were extremely helpful and they really helped you out with your timings and your exams and all that. But I would still go ahead and ask you, what memories of Ruia would you carry along with you?
Oh, there are so many. Actually, I've been in Ruia for 7 continuous years. From my 11th standard to my master's, I was continuously in Ruia. So it's a different connection that I have with the place.
Sure.
It may be with the academics, with my professors, with the friends that I got from Ruia, or even the student council. I was a member of student council in my master's part 2. So it's a whole other world, or like a very great experience that a student can get.
Yeah. So I think proven again that once a Ruite, always a Ruite. So
yes, for sure.
Yeah. So Aditi, thank you for sharing your journey with us, and we wish you all the very best for all your future endeavors. May you keep excelling more heights.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Many congratulations, Aditi. Keep making us proud. The second Rising Star Award goes to Mr. Pranav Sakhdev, an author who has made his mark writing fiction and poetry. Here's the citation for Mr. Sakhdev. The members of the Ruia College Alumni Association consider it a privilege to felicitate Pranav Sakhdev, an illustrious alumnus who has brought honor and fame to his alma mater, Ruia College. Pranav obtained his BA in Marathi from Ruia College in 2007, during which time his passion for writing and literature was very evident. Today, as a contemporary writer and poet, he has published a wide repertoire of poetries, award-winning short stories, as well as novels in Marathi. In addition, he has translated several fiction and non-fiction books, many of which are considered classics, into Marathi, making them accessible to an audience that would otherwise be deprived of this vast body of work. One of which also includes the story for Nobel Prize for Literature, that has won the Nobel Prize for Literature. In 2015 and 2016, I am happy to say that Pranav has received a fellowship for his Marathi translation of the book Warmth of the Other Suns by Isabel Wilkerson. In 2021, he received the prestigious Sahitya Akademi Yuva Puraskar. A literary honor which the Sahitya Akademi, India's National Academy of Letters, annually confers on young writers of outstanding works in one of the 24 major Indian languages. Please let us have a round of applause for him. On this day, the 11th of March 2023, in recognition of his achievements as an author, editor, and translator, and the glory he has brought to his alma mater, the Ruia College Alumni Association and Ramnarayan Ruia Autonomous College are proud to confer upon Pranav Sakhdev the title of Rising Star 2022. I now invite the President of RCA and Principal Ramnarayan Ruia College to please present the award to him. Thank you. Our rising star will now share his journey in an interview. Let's see what he has to say.
Hi Pranav, welcome to the Jewel of Ruia and Rising Star Award, and congratulations on being the Rising Star for the year 22-23.
Yes, thank you.
So, we are all very eager to know you a little bit. So can you tell us a bit about your early personal life? Where did you study, etc., before you came to Ruia College?
I'm from Kalyan, a suburb in a Thane district. I'm from typical Marathi media, lower middle class background. आणि जेव्हा मी शाळेत होतो तेव्हा मला अजिबात वाचायला आवडायचं नाही. म्हणजे आमच्या घरी तसं वातावरण सुद्धा नव्हतं. म्हणजे मी कधीच पुस्तकं कधी अशी घरी बघितलेली नाही किंवा मॅगझिन असं आहे असं काही मला माहिती नव्हतं. म्हणजे जवळपास वया 8वी पर्यंत, म्हणजे वेन आय वॉज आय थिंक 12-13 पर्यंत मला काहीच माहितीच नव्हतं. टेक्स्टबुक मध्ये जे काय असायचं ते वाचायचो मी, पण ते फार मला कंटाळा यायचा, कवितांचा, गोष्टींचा, कथांचा. मी क्रिकेट खेळणारा मुलगा होतो. आय प्लेड लॉट ऑफ क्रिकेट अँड अदर गेम्स. आणि 8वीत असताना मी पहिल्यांदा कविता लिहिली आणि तो माझा लाईफचा कोर्स तिथून खूप बदलला. मग मी जरा गांभीर्याने कवितांकडे, कथांकडे बघायला लागलो किंवा लिटरेचरकडे बघायला लागलो. अर्थात ती जी कविता होती ती काय म्हणजे अगदीच साधी कविता होती, ज्याला आपण प्ले ऑफ वर्ड्स ज्याला आपण म्हणतो तसं होतं ते. त्याच्यात ती फार मजा नव्हती. पण म्हणजे तेव्हा मला लक्षात आलं की आय रिअलाइज दॅट वी कॅन रिक्रिएट अवर एक्सपिरियन्स थ्रू द वर्ड्स. तर ती जी प्रोसेस होती ती मला खूप एन्जॉय केली मी त्यावेळेला, आणि मी आणखीन जास्त लिहायला लागलो. आणि मग मी पुस्तकांकडे वळलो. मग मी वाचायला लागलो. कल्याणमध्ये खूप मोठी लायब्ररी आहे, जवळपास त्याला 200 वर्षाचा त्याला इतिहास आहे. तर त्या लायब्ररीत मी गेलो आणि आय वॉज स्टन की देर आर मेनी बुक्स इन द वर्ल्ड दॅट आय डोंट नो येट. मग मी वाचायला सुरुवात केली आणि मग मी गांभीर्यानं सिरियसली त्याच्याकडे बघायला लागलो. आणि मग मी जास्त काय म्हणूया सिरियसली याच्याकडे बघायला लागलो आणि मग हळूहळू लिहायला लागलो. शाळेमध्ये काही फार तसं वातावरण नव्हतं, घरातही फार तसं नव्हतं, पण मी माझ्या पद्धतीनं ते बघायला लागलो. म्हणजे कोणाला आत्ता म्हणजे मला तेव्हा सुद्धा वाटलं नव्हतं की मी कधी पुढे जाऊन काहीतरी असं करिअर करीन, असं काहीतरी लिहीन. कारण म्हणजे मला वाटत होतं मी खेळीनच, म्हणजे क्रिकेट खेळलो असतो तर कदाचित रणजीपर्यंत सुद्धा खेळलो असतो. म्हणजे एवढ्या सिरियसली मी पॅशनेटली ते करत होतो, पण ते काहीतरी वेगळं व्हायचं होतं.
रुईया कॉलेजमध्ये तुझा सहवास किती वर्ष होता?
मी FY/SY/TY 3 वर्ष रुईया कॉलेज. त्यात पण गंमत अशी की मी सायन्सला होतो. 11वी सायन्स मी केलं कारण नेहमीप्रमाणे चांगले मार्क मिळालेत, मग कुठे जायचं, सायन्सला जायचं, बाकी कुठे. तर मी 11वीला जेव्हा सायन्स घेतलं तेव्हा मला असं लक्षात आलं की नाही, आपला इट्स नॉट कप ऑफ माय टी. मला इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स खूप आवडायचं, मला फिजिक्स खूप आवडायचं, पण मुख्य जो कल होता तो खूप भाषेकडे जास्त होता, मराठीकडे जास्त होता. आणि म्हणून मग मी रुईयामध्ये आलो 12वी करून रुईयामध्ये आलो आर्ट्स घेऊन. आणि मग तिथून मात्र म्हणजे वेगळंच पूर्ण होतं, कारण रुईयाचं जे सगळं विश्व आहे, आता तुम्ही सुद्धा सगळे रुईयाचे आहात, त्याचा कट्टा, डीपीज असेल, मणीज असेल, म्हणजे हे सगळ्या कल्चरल ऍक्च्युली काय म्हणूया ना, हे एक छोटे छोटे हर्ब्स आहेत, कल्चरल, सोशल. तिथे इतक्या वेगवेगळ्या चर्चा होत असतात, डिस्कशन होत असतात, कोणी गिटार वाजवत असतं, कोणी आणखीन काही करत असतं. तर त्यांनी खूप इनरिच व्हायला होतं. आणि मला अगदी सांगावं असं वाटतं, मी आज जो काही आहे तो रुईयामुळे आहे. म्हणजे आणि मला त्याच्याबद्दल अभिमान सुद्धा वाटतो. म्हणजे मला खूपच रुईयाने दिलेलं आहे.
काही एक एनी स्पेसिफिक मेमरी, काही एक अशी घटना किंवा एक असं काही इन्सिडेंट आहे जे तुला लक्षात आहे आणि यू थिंक इट हॅज मेड अ बिग डिफरन्स टू रुईया कॉलेज?
हो, रुईयामध्ये म्हणजे मी जेव्हा लिहायला लागलो किंवा मी जेव्हा रुईयात आलो तेव्हा जे काय मी रुईयाचं सगळं वातावरण बघितलं, तर पहिल्यांदा मला खूप इन्फेरिटी कॉम्प्लेक्स आला. की आतापर्यंत आपल्याला म्हणजे इकडची जी मुलं आहेत, जी आपल्याच वयाची आहेत, ती कोणीतरी गिटार वाजवतंय, कोणीतरी चर्चा करतंय, कोणीतरी काहीतरी आणखीन वेगळं करतंय, किंवा नाट्यवलय सारखं एक मोठं हे असायचं, ती मुलं काहीतरी करतायत. आणि आपल्याला आतापर्यंत हे काहीच एक्सपोजर मिळालं नाही, आपल्याला हे काहीच माहिती नव्हतं. छोट्या तालुका प्लेस मधून आपण आलो. तर त्यावेळेला असं वाटायचं की अरे बापरे, आता आपण कसं कोप अप करणार आहे या सगळ्याशी. पण म्हणजे मला सांगायला आवडेल इकडे की रुईयाच्या कट्ट्याने सुद्धा, म्हणजे तिकडच्या मुलांनी तो जे सगळं आहे त्यांनी सुद्धा, किंवा सगळ्या शिक्षकांनी, टीचर्सनी सुद्धा इतकं छान आम्हाला सामावून घेतलं. म्हणजे माझ्याबरोबर बरीच अशी मुलं होती, त्यांनी आम्हाला कॉन्फिडन्स दिला. त्यांनी आम्हाला कधी म्हणजे मला इन्फिरिटी कॉम्प्लेक्स माझ्यामुळे आला होता, तो कधी त्या मुलांमुळे नाही आला. तर त्यांनी अवेलेबल करून दिलं की हे वाचलं पाहिजे, यू मस्ट रीड इट, यू मस्ट सी इट, यू मस्ट गो टू द वर्ल्ड अँड एक्सप्लोर इट. तर त्यामुळे खूपशा गोष्टी आम्हाला समजल्या. म्हणजे एक अगदी छोटासा प्रसंग मला इथे सांगायचा वाटलं की मी आमचं एकदम मराठीचं लेक्चर होतं, SY ला मी त्यावेळेला होतो, आणि माझा ऑप्शनल मराठी होता, आणि कुठला तरी कविता संग्रह अभ्यासाला होता. आणि मीना गोखले बाई ज्या आहेत, त्यांना मी बाई म्हणायचो. तर त्या आम्हाला शिकवत होत्या, आणि मी उठून उभं राहिलो, हात वर केला, आणि मी सांगितलं की बाई, मला ही कविता काही आवडलेली नाहीये, ही अत्यंत वाईट दर्जाची कविता आहे. तर आणि त्यावेळेला मी असं एका रिबिलियस खूप मूड मध्ये होतो. म्हणजे नेमाडे, ढसाळ, चित्रे, मराठीतले जे सगळे रिबिलियस पोएट आहेत, त्यांचा इन्फ्लुएन्स होता डोक्यामध्ये. तर त्यांनी इतक्या शांतपणे मला सांगितलं की प्रणव, तू ठीक आहे, तुला यू हॅव अ राईट नॉट टू लाईक इट, पण तुला का आवडत नाहीये हे मला सांग. नुसतं शेरेबाजी करू नकोस, नुसतं बोलू नकोस की हा हे मला आवडत नाही. पॉइंट बाय पॉइंट मला लिहून दे की हे तुला का आवडत नाहीये. आणि मी असा एकदम स्टंट झालो होतो. म्हणजे आणि मला लक्षात आलं की आईला, आपल्याकडे सांगायला काहीच नाहीये, आपण नुसतं बोलतोय. इकडे मला लक्षात आलं की तुम्हाला जर क्रिटिकली काही बोलायचं असेल तर तुम्हाला ते मांडता सुद्धा आलं पाहिजे की हे मला का आवडत नाही, किंवा हे मला असं असं का वाटतं. आणि मग मी त्यांना खरोखरीच 4 माझे मुद्दे लिहून दिले की या गोष्टींमुळे मला ही कविता आवडत नाही. खरं तर तिकडे दुसरं कोणी शिक्षक असता तर त्यांनी मला प्रीच केलं असतं, मला गप्प बसवलं असतं, आणि ह्या तू असं काय बोलतोयस, एवढा मोठा कवी आहे वगैरे वगैरे वगैरे. पण त्यांनी मला अजिबात तसं सांगितलं. त्यांनी मला एनकरेज केलं की तू तुझा विचार कर, आणि मग आम्हाला ते सांग की का तुला आवडत नाही. मग ते चूक आहे, बरोबर आहे, हे मॅटर करत नाही, तू तुझा विचार करणं खूप महत्वाचं आहे. म्हणजे हे सगळ्या शिक्षकांनी आम्हाला रुईयामध्ये, मला आणि आम्हाला सगळ्यांना असंच सांगितलं की तुम्ही तुमचा विचार करा, तुमचं जग एक्सप्लोअर करा, आणि मग तुम्हाला जे वाटतंय ते व्यक्त व्हा. तर मला असं वाटतं की तो खूप म्हणजे खूप वेगळा आणि खूप चांगला गोष्ट होती. त्यामुळेच मी जे काय आहे ते आज करू शकलो असं मला वाटतं.
प्रणव, एक वेगळा प्रश्न विचारतो तुला. जर तू रायटर झाला नसतास तर तू कोणतं करिअर निवडलं असतास?
ऍक्च्युली आय वुड लाईक टू बी टीचर. टीचर होणं हेच माझं ऍक्च्युली ध्येय होतं. जेव्हा मी रुईयात आल्यानंतर सुद्धा, मराठी केल्यानंतर सुद्धा, कारण मला ते खूप आवडतं आणि ते खूप महत्वाचं प्रोफेशन आहे असं मला वाटतं. पण काही कारणांनी मी पत्रकारिता केली. मला जॉब करणं खूप गरजेचं होतं. त्यामुळे मी त्या क्षेत्राकडे वळलो. पण मला म्हणजे मी लिहित राहिलोच असतो जरी मी टीचर झालो असतो तरी, कारण ती माझी पॅशन आहे असं मी म्हणतो. पण मला टीचर व्हायला जास्त आवडलं असतं बाय प्रोफेशन.
हल्लीच्या काळात OTT मूवीज मध्ये लिहिणं वगैरे भरपूर त्याला स्कोप आहे.
हो,
तुझं त्या दिशेने काही कल आहे का?
हो आहे. म्हणजे अजून मी पूर्णपणे त्याच्यात काही करत नाहीये काम. पण माझ्या काही कादंबऱ्यांवरती त्याच्यावरती बोलणी चालू आहेत राईट्सच्या संदर्भातली, आणि कदाचित त्याच्यावर पुढे काहीतरी होईल. म्हणजे काळे करडे स्ट्रोक्स, ज्याला साहित्य अकादमीचा पुरस्कार मिळाला, ती म्हणजे इथे मला सांगायला आवडेल की त्या कादंबरीची जी बॅकग्राऊंड आहे ती अख्खी रुईयाचा कट्टा, 5 गार्डन्स, त्याच्या आजूबाजूचा भाग, हा सगळा भाग आहे. तर त्यावर सुद्धा एक काहीतरी वेब सिरीज किंवा असं काहीतरी करायचं बोलणी चालू आहे. खूप प्राथमिक लेवलवर आहे ते अजून, पण मला आवडेल कारण ते एक वेगळं क्षेत्र आहे आणि तिथे मला काम करायची इच्छा नक्कीच आहे.
रुईया कॉलेजच्या करंट स्टुडंटसाठी तुझं काही मेसेज आहे का?
हो, मला म्हणजे मी इतका मोठा नाहीये, मी असं उपदेश वगैरे करणं नाही, पण मी जे केलं ते मला ते सांगायला, म्हणजे मी आय ऑलवेज फॉलो माय माइंड ऍक्च्युली अँड माय पॅशन. इफ यू परस्यू व्हॉट यू लाईक मोस्ट यू विल फाइंड अ वे, असं मला कायम वाटत आलंय. त्यामुळे मी त्यांना सांगेन की प्लीज 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 तुमच्या मनाला, तुमच्या पॅशनला, तुम्हाला उत्कटतेने, तुम्हाला मनापासून जे करावं असं वाटतंय ते जास्तीत जास्त परस्यू करा. त्यातून तुम्हाला नक्की काहीतरी करिअर वाईज सुद्धा किंवा तुमच्या पर्सनल आयुष्यात सुद्धा काहीतरी एक वेगवेगळे मार्ग सापडत जातात. तर तुमचा आतला जो आवाज आहे, जो इनर माइंडचा आवाज आहे, तो कायम ऐकत राहा. कारण आता इतके वेगवेगळे आवाज आपल्यावरती लादले जात आहेत, तर त्यामध्ये नेमकं तुम्हाला काय वाटतं हे प्लीज ऐका आणि ते फॉलो करा. असं मला वाटतं तुम्हाला नक्की यश तर मिळतच, पण त्याच्याही पलीकडे आणखीन बऱ्याच गोष्टी असतात, त्या सुद्धा मिळतात.
थँक्यू प्रणव, तुझ्याशी बोलून अगदी बरं वाटलं.
येस,
आणि आय
थँक्यू.
होप फ्युचर जनरेशन्स टेक सम लेसन फ्रॉम यू and get inspired to do exactly or something similar to what you do. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Vipul.
सर, इतक्या आत्मीयतेने बोलल्याबद्दल खूप आभार आणि परत एकदा हार्दिक अभिनंदन. We will now move on to the highest award of the RCAA. Instituted in 2006, the Jewel of Ruia Award felicitates illustrious alumni to recognize their lifelong contributions in their areas of specialization. Here's a look at eminent personalities that have been bestowed with this award in the years past. Absolutely beautiful. What a fantastic list of awardees. Our first jewel of Ruia for today, Dr. Ullas Gunjar, is joining us online, and we will now hear from a few people who are close to him, a few testimonials about him.
I'm so delighted to see that RCCA is felicitating Dr. Ullas Gunjar by crowning him with the title of Jewel of Ruia. I'm grateful to the organizers for giving me an opportunity to share my feelings and memories about the times that we spent in and around, mostly around the Ruia College. I do not exactly recollect when and where I met Ullas first, but it must have been sometime in 1969 on the Ruia Naka, the space where most memorable and lasting friendships were made and nurtured. Ruia Naka was spacious those days, not truncated by the footpath extension of DP as we see it today. That bond has ripened like a jackfruit over the past 5 decades or more. Ullas Gunjar, characteristic in more ways than one. Sharp nasal voice, superb command over English and Marathi, carefully chosen words that flow effortlessly, straight talk that disarms most pompous people, warm and affectionate to the core. A lover of literature, art, travel, history, and culture, who also happened to excel in economics, a subject of his professional contribution for a lifelong. Subtle and nuanced conversation is his hallmark. Quotes from Shakespeare, Wordsworth, Shelley, Acharya Atre, Ram Ganesh Gadkari intersperse even his normal conversation. Ulhas was and continues to be an ace debater. Someone who will win an argument by the sheer brilliance of his thought and presentation, not by outshouting the opponent. His compassionate nature came out vividly when we were on a national social service mission to a refugee camp in Madhya Pradesh in 1971, just prior to the outbreak of Bangladesh war. I'm not sure if what we saw and experienced there weighed in the choice of his PhD dissertation at Cambridge years later. An integration of food sufficiency into a development model for India. It's quite impossible to draw an adequate sketch of this unique personality in the very limited time that I have. But I must share an anecdote of his nuanced and subtle conversation. Sometime in the early 1980s, Ulhas was visiting Mumbai. He was at the IMF in United States then. As was customary, some of us decided to meet on the Ruia Naka. While we were chit-chatting, suddenly a friend burst out looking at Ulhas and said, "Hey Ulhas, you haven't changed at all in all these years." With a mischievous smile on his face, Ulhas retorted in his characteristic nasal voice, "The change is too imperceptible, my friend, for your eyes." The friend looked at him with an expression that I am still unable to decipher. Ulhas is an exceptionally gifted writer. Do read his absolutely stunning Facebook blogs on writers, places, culture, history, and about the world at large. I very sincerely wish that Ulhas will continue to delight us for many more years to come. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure and honor to speak about the jewel of Ruia, Dr. Ulhas Gunjal. Ulhas and I have known each other for 6 out of the 7 decades that we have been residents of planet Earth. We came together in school and with a few other formed together a partnership and a friendship which has lasted all these years. Indeed, the belong to is called Forever Friends. What stood out about Ulhas from the initial years, as indeed for most of this group in different degrees, were the characteristics which I like to call as diligence, integrity, and commitment. And along with this, add a few doses of humility and a refined sense of humor, a self-deprecating kind of humor, if you like. I'll give you an example in a moment or two. Because of the diligence and integrity, working hard on academics and marks or anything that we got into, whether it was debates or whatever, working hard on all that, even if the result doesn't matter, came naturally to all of us. Ulhas particularly was very, very strong on expression, on languages, both oral and written, English, in Marathi, sometimes Hindi as well. His essays were very often read out in the class by the teachers as model essays on the subject on which they were written. Ulhas, as a youngster, as a teenager, was very fond of roller skating, and he used to burn the lanes of Hindu Colony where he stayed, got 80% marks in the SSC exam, which was a very, 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 very high score, almost like a rank holder result. In those days, 80% and above marks or very high marks went to science, and Ulhas went to arts, which was a special thing to happen in those days. And I'm sure you know, he had made up his mind to study economics. But because we didn't have the exposure, to economics and the other things. We initially thought he's going to arts because he wants to pursue literature, which was a strong subject anyway. But with such high marks, the joke around was that Ruia College, when they learned that somebody with 80% marks is coming in to join BA arts faculty, they sent him a stagecoach to bring him there. It was an honor for the college and for him also. Ullas, of course, took up studies in economics. He excelled in it. He did his bachelor's from Ruia, and then on he went on to Cambridge and to Cambridge University and Trinity College. We kept in touch. We were always in connect with each other. Although in those days there was no WhatsApp and there was no internet, but on letters and communication. We met up with him. He was just back from after his doctorate in economics, and generally asking us, being so little exposed to world economics and world situations, we just asked him, so what now? And in Marathi he said, "Kai nahi, banket chikatlo" means at that point in time, if you know, a job in the bank as a clerk or an officer was an assurance of a career which would be security and high respect in society. But in his case, the bank didn't mean a normal public sector bank. It meant the International Monetary Fund, the IMF. And the job was not of a clerk or an officer, but the job was of an economist, which is the highest honor a graduating economics degree holder can ever get. He did his career over there. As we all know, he covered himself with glory. He must have saved the world economy several times over in certain countries for sure, as a economist member of the IMF delegations that kept visiting over there. He traveled around the world. We know Sushma and his daughter Abba and Vibha very well. It's a very, very close family. He's always been a proud Indian. I think he kept his Indian passport while it was possible to do so for him, even as an employee of IMF till retirement. Very proud of the contribution to the nation and its early leaders in his retired age. I wish him good luck, good health, good retirement, lots of travels, lots of fun, good family life. What more can I ask for? Thank you, Ruia College, for allowing me to speak about a very deserving jewel of Ruia for the current year. Thank you very much.
These personal stories really reveal so many facets about a person, especially for somebody we have never met. That was lovely. I will now read the citation for Dr. Ullas Gunjal for the Jewel of Ruia Award. The members of the Ruia College Alumni Association consider it a privilege to felicitate Dr. Ullas Gunjal, an illustrious alumnus who has brought honor and fame to his alma mater, Ruia College. After completing his BA in Ruia College in 1973 and topping the MA examinations at the University of Mumbai in 1975, both in economics, Dr. Gunjal was admitted to the prestigious Trinity College at the University of Cambridge on a Tata Scholarship. In 1980, he received a PhD from Trinity for his dissertation, Planning for Growth and Structural Change in an Undernourished Economy. The study challenged the prevailing unidirectional concept of production causing consumption, crucially a minimal level of food intake, and replaced it with a circular flow concept in which production and consumption follow each other in a circle. Subsequently, in a long and illustrious career spanning nearly 4 decades as an economist at the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, in Washington, D.C., USA, Dr. Gunjal led or participated in 118 official IMF missions covering economic policy consultations, financial program negotiations, and technical assistance provision to a number of countries in the Asia Pacific, Africa, and the Middle East, including India. Dr. Gunjal has also published a full-length novel, Home Again, a novel of identity, self-discovery, and tragedy, narrating the story of a European anthropologist and her Indo-European son against the backdrop of events in Europe and India during 1928 to 1966. On this day, the 11th of March 2023, in recognition of a career as an outstanding economist involved in steering the economic development of several developing countries, and the glory he has brought to his alma mater, the Ruia College Alumni Association and the Ramnarayan Ruia Autonomous College, are proud to confer upon Dr. Ullas Gunjal the title of Jewel of Ruia 2022. I'll now call upon the President of RCAA and Principal of Ramnarayan Ruia Autonomous College to present the award to him.
Dr. Gunjal, your trophy is here with us virtually, the citation and the trophy, and we are holding it on for you at the RCA office, hoping to see you very soon when we can give it to you in person. Congratulations on behalf of all of us.
Thank you.
Sir, Ruia College staff and students are also awaiting your visit to Mumbai. Looking forward to seeing you soon here in college. Thank you.
Sure.
Many congratulations, sir. Is there anything you would like to share with us on this memorable occasion?
Yes, I have prepared a few comments on by way of acceptance speech. Dear Professor Urmi Palan, President of the Ruia College Alumni Association, Dr. Anushri Lokur, Principal of Ruia College, Mr. Pradyumnan Maheshwari, Secretary of the Alumni Association, other fellow awardees, other professors and students. One day in June 1969, I stepped into Ruia College with admission papers in my hand, looking completely lost. That day, when I was a 16-year-old, I never imagined that some 50 years later, an award called the Jewel of Ruia would come my way. I accept the award with a mixture of joy and humility, as well as with gratitude towards my college. Over long years, well after I had left the college for a wider world beyond, first for the Bombay School of Economics, then for Trinity College in Cambridge, England, and finally for the International Monetary Fund, that feeling of gratitude to the college has only deepened. Ruia always remained in my memory as a shining city on the hill, and that was because of all the opportunities it provided for growth during my formative years. At Ruia, I took baby steps in many areas that subsequently became important for my life. Professor Chandra Dalaya introduced economics to me, and the practice of economics became my lifelong passion. In parallel went a growing interest in literature, which led to writing of a novel. That interest in literature I owe to some of my most distinguished professors. Vasan Bapat, Sadananda Rege, V.M. Paranspe. Today, as I accept the award, I remember them with much gratitude. Beyond economics and literature, Ruia nourished my extracurricular interest. Of these, Public speaking served me especially well. From Ruia's debating platforms, I began with my adolescent ideas to test my public speaking skills. On my official missions, whenever and wherever I went, and I had to explain IMF policies and engage in arguments, my mind would always hark back to my college days and college debates. On a closing note, a look back at my life's trajectory, a feeling comes to me. Ruia College helped me to become what I finally became in life. And that's probably the highest compliment an alumnus can pay to his college. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And we'll now have an interview with Dr. Gunjal, where he shares many happy memories of his alma mater and much more.
Thank you, Dr. Gunjal, for accepting the Jewel of Ruia, which is being conferred on you by Ruia Autonomous College Alumni Association. We're truly honored, sir. We were just inquisitive about your tenure at Ruia. How did you enjoy your days at Ruia? And of course, then, how did you further go ahead into your career as an economist? In fact, the first thing that I would like to ask is, where people prefer to be and want to be a doctor, an engineer, or a civil servant, what inspired you to be an economist, and that too from school days?
Well, this is a very pertinent question in my case. When I was growing up in Mumbai, the social norms were clear that a fairly bright or intelligent person capable of education should become either a doctor or an engineer. In my case, the situation was even worse. My father was a medical doctor, and before I was born, my mother was a nurse in a hospital. And there was a strong presumption among my relatives, among my parents, among my neighbors, among my friends. You know how in the Indian social context, everybody jumps on your decision, including your relatives and neighbors. The strong presumption was that a doctor's son should become a doctor. I should become a doctor. In fact, when I was a small boy, many of my relatives and neighbors used to call me Chota Doctor, in the sense that my father was a senior doctor or a bada doctor, and I should be a Chota Doctor because one day I was going to become a doctor. Now, I found these presumptions and these social norms very oppressive, and there was always a rebel inside me, and I decided to rebel against this. And I told my parents that I don't want to be either an engineer or a doctor. I want to become an economist. Now, there was also, beyond the rebellion, there was also a positive motive why I wanted to become an economist. I was always interested in learning how the world around me functions. The working of the world fascinated me, how the institutions around me which shape the world function. And I thought in that age that economics held at least part of the key to understanding this. Economic dynamics would help me to understand how the world functions, because economics deals with why consumers spend money, why producers produce whatever products they want. Another thing that attracted me to economics was its stark realism. By realism, I mean, if you look at economics, everywhere there are assumptions about maximizing behavior. A firm wants to maximize profits. Consumers want to maximize consumer satisfaction or utility. Underlying these maximizations, there is a particular psychology which is assumed. It is a psychology of personal greed. We can elevate it by calling it, let us say, enlightened self-interest, that every economic player wants to maximize his enlightened self-interest. And that I thought was very, very realistic. There were no utopian fantasies in that assumption, but a straight acceptance of the world as it is. So that is another thing that attracted me to economics. Then I had to resolve my issue with my parents. I couldn't explain all this to them. My parents did not know what economics as a subject was. They assured me they had heard the word. Now, luckily for us, among my father's patients and friends was the then editor of Financial Express, the Mumbai newspaper. He was our neighbor. He used to stay behind us. He was a great friend of my father as well as a patient. And my father said we should discuss the topic with him. And so he sent me to him, and I sat down with the editor and we discussed the issues, and he fully supported my decision. He understood immediately what I wanted to become. He even guided me at that age. And then my father said, okay, since he is supporting your decision, we shall also support your decision. And the way was clear for me to move forward with economics.
So after having decided to therefore come to study economics, you got into Ruia College into arts faculty, as I understand, after your matriculation.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little more about your days at Ruia, your entire tenure at Ruia?
Yes, I remember it was a rainy day in probably June when I came to Ruia College. My SSC exam results were announced. All my friends had decided to go for science, and they already had intentions in mind to become either an engineer or a doctor. I stepped into Ruia College, and I came across a professor of biology, Mrs. Gupte. I don't know whether you have heard of them,
yes.
But Mr. Gupte was a professor of physics in Ruia College. His wife, Mrs. Gupte, was professor of biology in Ruia College, and both were my neighbors. So they were not immediate neighbors, but they used to stay in the same Hindu colony lane. So I asked Mrs. Gupte where I should go. She directed me to the admissions office. I went there, I got the admission. Then I came into Ruia College, the classes started. And one thing I noticed, which was not unexpected, there were vast number of girls in the arts faculty. We were a class of 165 people, and there were only 15 boys who were scattered in the class, and there were 150 girls in the class. And this was very embarrassing and overwhelming at that age. And I was a shy person. I would not go out and talk to girls in the class or whatever. The shyness was there, the shyness of an adolescent. And that was my first impression. In fact, Vasant Bapat, who was my professor and a very distinguished professor, he one day said in my class, I see before me a vast ocean of girls, and a few boys are scattered around like stray islands. And that was not very uplifting at all. But I had my clear vision, what I wanted to become. I had decided to become an economist even before I came to Ruia College in my SSC year. And I thought I am just going to persevere with my studies and vision, and everything will be all right.
So, what do you think is a characteristic feature of our college, which basically makes our college different from any other institution in Mumbai?
Yes, I think Ruia College was quite distinguished and unique in those days, and was generally deemed as on par with the first category colleges, which is one reason why the college was made autonomous when subsequent decisions on that score were made. From my angle, the college was great and unique because it offered some of the best professors in India in economics faculty as well as in other faculties. The college also had a diverse population. Students from all parts of the country were in the college. The college offered us a sense of being at home, a feeling of being at home, and that was very important. I had access to all professors. I used to walk into professors' common room and talk to them and so on and so forth. And that kind of feeling of being at home and easy access to professors, the way professors behaved with us with a complete air of informality. These things were important, and also the exposure to a wide range of extracurricular activities and so on.
Sir, after your tenure at Ruia, you went to the Bombay School of Economics, as they call it, the Mumbai University Department of Economics,
Yes.
and then for your PhD to Trinity College, England. Can you tell us a little more about the academic environment at Trinity?
Yes, there was a particular reason why I went to Cambridge, and that reason started in my MA years in Bombay University. There was this great controversy between neoclassical economist of the American school and the neo-Keynesian economist of Cambridge School. And the faculty had strong neo-Keynesian economists. The most important among them was Professor Brahmananda, and he was a great teacher, a great man, and he influenced my thinking in many ways. So he kind of taught economics to me in such a way that I was attracted to this Cambridge School and Cambridge economist and so on and so forth. And I went to Trinity College. Trinity College had a long history of very eminent people in sciences and other subjects and so on and so forth. Many great scientists from Isaac Newton to Maxwell and many were in Trinity College. Bertrand Russell and Wittgenstein and so on and so forth. On the economic side, Professor A.K. Sen was a student of Trinity, and after I left, he became master of Trinity. So for various these reasons, I went to Trinity College. On the Cambridge application form, there was a provision to list colleges in the order of preference. So I listed Trinity first, and I don't remember what others I listed, and I got into my first preference college. And I was very happy about it.
But when it comes to you as an individual, which skills do you think actually took you to the heights that you have been to, and which, of course, the current batches of students must acquire?
Yes, so after Cambridge, of course, I went to the International Monetary Fund, and the IMF mission was visiting Paris, and they invited me to appear for an interview. I had applied for the IMF job, they invited me to Paris and I appeared for the interview. And at the end of the interview, it became clear to me that I had been selected because I could read the expressions on their faces. And then I went to IMF, and basically my work in the IMF consisted of doing official IMF missions worldwide, because that is the principal mainstream work that IMF does, the work for which the institution is widely known outside the IMF, and that is giving loans to the various countries. But the loans are not just a transactional piece of work. I mean, the loans had to be given on the basis of supporting macroeconomic policy. So the large part of IMF consists in negotiating these macroeconomic policies with various countries. And so one had to be good in macroeconomics. But basically, to answer your question, there are two kinds of qualities that you need to work in the IMF. One is a mindset, and that is not a technical quality, that is a matter of vision and so on, that one has to believe in the humanitarian ideals of the United Nations, that humanity is basically the universal brotherhood of man. And you have to behave in a manner that is not sectarian, that is not hyper-nationalistic, but in a manner that is cosmopolitan, secular, diverse. It accepts diversity of humanity, and be prepared to work with people of all religions, all cultures, etc. The IMF has, I believe, 189 member countries today. At my time, there were people from 70 to 75 nationalities, countries, working in the IMF, and one has to get along with all of them. Now, coming to technical skills, that is not too difficult to answer. First of all, a good knowledge of macroeconomics is absolutely essential. Some knowledge of financial markets is essential. Ability to negotiate is essential, that one should be able to establish a working rapport with Africans, with Latin Americans, with Europeans, with Asians, wherever you are sent. One should establish a working rapport by understanding the local nuances of the culture.
What advice would you like to give Ruia students?
The advice I would, you see, first of all, I must acknowledge that the youngsters of today are far better informed than were the youngsters of my time, because of internet and all the information they get. It's always hard to give them advice. But the advice that I would give today, based on my experience, is that when it comes to making decisions, what subject you want to study, in what sector you want to do your career, and so on, follow your heart. Don't follow the advice given by others, although you may listen to their advice. And certainly don't do anything just because majority of your contemporaries are doing it. In life, and particularly during this educational and career journey, we always come across a fork in the path. A fork in the path, you either take direction A or you take direction B. Once you take one direction, you can't take to the other easily. So whenever you come across a fork in the path, follow your heart and take the direction that you like. Basically, the whole thing about education is that you learn something well when you like it well. Say, doing education is not like washing dishes. Even if you don't like washing dishes, you can wash dishes well if you are determined to do it. But if you don't like economics well, or if you don't like English literature well, you cannot study it well. In that sense, it is very different from washing dishes. So one should like the subject, one should almost fall in love with the subject, and study it carefully, study it passionately, investing all your intelligence, passion, and commitment into your choice. Even more than intelligence and other innate qualities, the qualities of motivation, keeping your focus intact, and persevering with it are very important. In any subject, one should say, even in a subject that one likes, there are always boring aspects, and there are always aspects that you like. You never enjoy each and every moment of study or each and every moment of work in your career. But it is necessary to persevere with those moments in order to achieve the moments of joy and the moments of fulfillment. And once you persevere with hard work, then the enjoyment begins. And that is what is important.
Thank you, Dr. Gunjal. I think these are the words that our students and the audience today would definitely like to keep close to their heart and, of course, part the college with. I wish you were here in an offline mode to actually interact with, but this was no lesser than a pleasant experience talking with you. Yeah. And Dr. Gunjal, I'll also take this opportunity to request you, in fact, allow me to get in touch with you for the sake of my students at some point in time if we need the guidance from you.
Yes, that is okay, yeah? Fine.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for those inspiring words, and hearty congratulations once again. Wow. Do you feel the excitement in the air? We are finally here. The other jewel of Ruia for 2023 is someone who needs no introduction for this audience. Professor Dr. Suhas Pednekar. We will now have AV where we see some of his career highlights and hear from some people close to him.
It was 44 years back, in 1978, Dr. Suhas Pednekar entered Organic Chemistry Research Laboratory of Ramnan Ruia College Now this laboratory is fondly still called as F12. I was doing my PhD and Suhas joined for MSc. Since that time, we have a strong bonding which became stronger with time. As he belonged to my native area, I developed a soft corner for him. Generally, when a new entrant comes to a research laboratory, he may receive a kind of a trolling, from the seniors, at least in the initial phases. However, in Suhas' case, all seniors developed a kind of affection towards him, and they in fact helped him. I found that right from beginning, he showed an ability to grasp the subject fast and imbibe what is known as research culture. He had a good experimental hand. In fact, he is very good in experiments, a systematic working, neat recording, and time management. And this is the right combination for a good researcher. I may say that he managed the agonies and ecstasies of research very well. It is said that your handwriting is a clear reflection of your personality and the way you think. This is true for Suhas. I always admire his handwriting, which has remained the same till date, because with the age it did not deteriorate. This is one of the attributes of a good teacher. I can imagine how his students might have been benefited by his blackboard management. Suhas took keen interest in research and after completing MSc, did PhD with Professor K.D. Devdhar. It was a very good combination of a guru and shishya. Thus, he completed his entire education in Ruia uninterrupted. I found in him traits of good teacher and encouraged him to take up teaching as a career. Thus, he became what is known as academic researcher. Now, this profession, academic researcher profession, has a different kind of flavor. Now I realize that he had dormant seeds of administrative skills also. Hence, along with the normal academic work and due promotions, he was given administrative responsibilities which he discharged successfully. Once he decides anything, he never gives up. He served as the principal of the college for more than 10 years. Perhaps I feel this is the longest tenure. On this path, he was finally selected for the coveted post of Vice Chancellor of the University of Mumbai. He took many actions, I witnessed some of them, to streamline and improve the functioning of the university and set his own impression on the university. Interestingly, recently we discovered that there was a poet hidden in him. His book on poetry, Marathi poetry, also is now published a few months back. Not only this, but because of the equanimity which is seen in him in all situations, I feel that there is a philosopher also in him. Multifaceted Suhas is. He is really a jewel of Ruia. I am delighted that he has been selected for this award. It is a felicitation of a truly illustrious alumnus of the Ruia College. I congratulate him and wish him further success and laurels. Thank you.
Pednekar sir, during his tenure as a Vice Chancellor of University of Mumbai in the year 2018 to 2022. Regarding his personality as a Vice Chancellor, I could say that he a very simple, emotionally balanced, a very down to earth person. अत्यंत शांत स्वभावाचे असे होते. वागण्या बोलण्यातून कधीही जाणवू द्यायचे नाहीत की ते एक खूप मोठी व्यक्ती आहे. व्हाईस चान्सलर ऑफ अ 150 years old युनिव्हर्सिटी, हे कधीही त्यांनी त्यांच्या वागण्या बोलण्यातून जाणवू दिलं नाही. कुठल्याही स्तराचा माणूस असू दे, ते सगळ्यांचं काम करायचे. त्यांच्या वागण्या बोलण्यातून कधीही मी असं केलं, मी असा आहे, हा मीपणा जो असतो हा कधीही डोकावला नाही. कोणाशीही कधीही वैरभाव न ठेवता त्यांनी सर्वांची कामं केली. ते नेहमी म्हणायचे की कामाने बोलावं आपल्या, पण तोंडाने बोलू नये. आणि ते खरोखरच तसे त्या रीतीनंच काम करायचे. Another good thing I noticed in him is regarding the delegation of authorities, delegation of powers. त्यांनी त्यांच्या सगळ्या ऑफिसर्सना, सहकाऱ्यांना फ्रीडम दिलं होतं. इट वॉज अ व्हेरी गुड फ्री हँड गिव्हन टू ऑल द अथॉरिटीज हू वेअर विथ हिम. मात्र हे फ्रीडम देत असताना त्यांनी कायदा आणि नियमांचं कुठेही उल्लंघन होणार नाही याची काळजी घेऊन ते दिलेलं फ्रीडम होतं. आणि स्वाभाविकच त्यामुळे सर्वजण खूप जबाबदारीनं काम करायचे. या सगळ्यामधला अ व्हेरी नोटिसेबल थिंग इज दॅट की ज्या काही गोष्टी चांगल्या झाल्या किंवा व्हायच्या त्याचं कधीही क्रेडिट सरांनी स्वतःकडे घेतलं नाही. नेहमी ते म्हणायचे की माझ्या सगळ्या टीमने केलं आणि ज्यांनी ज्यांनी ते क्रेडिट घेतलं त्यांनी ते देऊ दिलं. मात्र कुठलीही गोष्ट कधीही जर चुकलं, काहीतरी त्याच्यामध्ये चूक झाली तर मात्र ती जबाबदारी ते स्वतः एकटे घ्यायचे. अत्यंत दुर्मिळ असा हा एक प्रशासनातला असलेला गुण आहे की ज्याच्यामध्ये ते नेहमी त्यांच्या सहकाऱ्यांच्या बरोबर उभे राहायचे. अजून एक महत्वाचा त्यांच्याबाबतचा मला भावलेला जाणवलेला गुण म्हणजे स्वतःच्या एवढ्या हाय पोझिशनचा आणि पदाचा पॉवर्सचा उपयोग दुरुपयोग दोन्हीही त्यांनी कधीही स्वतःसाठी किंवा स्वतःच्या फॅमिलीसाठी केला नाही. नेव्हर एव्हर ही हॅज युज्ड हिज पोझिशन फॉर एनी ऑफ हिज पर्सनल गेम्स, पर्सनल बेनिफिट्स. रादर त्यांना मिळत असलेल्या फॅसिलिटीज सुद्धा कधी त्यांनी अवेल केल्या नाहीत किंवा त्यांचा वापर केला नाही. कधी कोणाकडून गिफ्टही घेतलेले नाहीत. अत्यंत साधा सरळ असा हा माणूस होता. कामामध्ये कामाच्या बाबतीत त्यांचा खूप व्यवस्थितपणा होता. त्यांना खूप नीटनेटकेपणा आवडतो. आम्ही अख्खं ऑफिस त्यांच्या त्या नीटनेटकेपणाच्या सवयीमुळे कायम वी वर ऑलवेज ऑन द टोज की हे सरांना आवडेल ना, हे व्यवस्थित असेल ना. आणि त्याच्यामुळे आमच्याही कामामध्ये वक्तशीरपणा आणि नीटनेटकेपणा येऊन गेला. 4 दिवसाच्या वर कधीही त्यांच्याकडे कोणतेही कागद फाईल्स पेंडिंग राहायचे नाही, क्रिटिकल इश्यूज व्यतिरिक्त. अमर्याद सत्ता ऍज अ व्हाईस चान्सलर म्हणून हाती असताना सुद्धा त्यांनी सर्व प्राधिकरणं, त्यांच्या बैठका, वेगवेगळ्या कमिट्या असतील याच्यामध्ये कायम डेमोक्रेसीचा वापर केला. लोकशाही पद्धतीचा अवलंब करूनच त्यांनी कामकाज केलं, जे उच्च पदाच्या व्यक्तींच्या बाबत फार कमी वेळा दिसून येतं. हातात सत्ता आली की माणसं त्याप्रमाणे नाही राहत. सरांनी नेहमी सगळ्यांचं ऐकून घेऊन चर्चा करून मगच त्यावर एकमताने निर्णय घेतला. कितीही आव्हानात्मक क्रिटिकल सिच्युएशन्स आल्या 4 वर्षांमध्ये, पण त्या सगळ्यामध्ये ते डटके उभे राहिले. शांतपणे त्यांच्या स्वभावानुसार अत्यंत विचारपूर्वक धोरणीपणाने प्रत्येक गोष्टीचा योग्य तो निर्णय घेतला आणि ते निर्णय घेत घेत यशस्वी होत गेले. कोरोना सारख्या अत्यंत कठीण अवघड परिस्थितीमध्ये सुद्धा त्यांनी विद्यापीठाच्या यशस्वीतेचा ग्राफ कुठेही खाली येऊ दिला नाही. आणि नॅक नामांकनामध्ये तर मिळालेलं जे यश आहे ते तर म्हणजे पुढच्या 10 वर्षात विद्यापीठामध्ये काही करण्यासारखं ठेवलं नाही. त्यांनी एवढं काही करून ते गेलेले विद्यापीठासाठी. अशा व्यक्तीबरोबर मला काम करायची संधी त्यांनीच दिली, त्याच्यासाठी मी अत्यंत त्यांची ऋणी आहे. आज जी मी काही ह्या पोझिशनला आहे ही केवळ आणि केवळ पेडणेकर सरांच्यामुळे आहे, हे मी जाहीरपणे सांगू इच्छिते. हे सगळे जे त्यांचे गुण आहेत ह्याच्यातून कायम ते आम्हाला शिकवत राहिले की अशा तऱ्हेचं प्रशासक असला पाहिजे, अशा तऱ्हेचं पोझिशन मध्ये असताना राहिलं पाहिजे. आज प्रॅक्टिकली मी हे अनुभवू शकते आणि मी हे सांगू शकते की खरोखर त्यांनी तेव्हा शेअर केलेले अनुभव, सांगितलेल्या गोष्टी, शिकवलेली शिकवण ही आज मला ह्या पदावरती काम करताना खूप उपयोगी पडत आहे. अशा ह्या माणसाचं मार्गदर्शन, सहवास मला मिळाला. आय एम व्हेरी थँकफुल टू हिम फॉर ऑलवेज फॉर माय दिस सक्सेस. थँक्यू.
What an absolutely inspirational journey. I will now read the formal citation for Professor Dr. Suhas Pednekar for the Jewel of Ruia Award. The members of the Ruia College Alumni Association consider it a privilege to felicitate Professor Suhas Pednekar, an illustrious alumnus who has brought honor and fame to his alma mater, Ruia College. After completing his BSc in Chemistry from Ruia College in 1978, Professor Pednekar obtained his PhD in Organic Chemistry at the University of Mumbai in 1983. Appointed as a Professor of Chemistry, University of Mumbai in 2005, Professor Pednekar has had an illustrious career spanning 33 years of teaching and guiding more than 30 students for their doctorate and master's degree in chemistry. Under his leadership as principal from January 2006, Ruia College was granted autonomous status, went up significantly in national rankings, introduced 19 new academic programs, and signed MOUs with universities in the US to give the college visibility internationally. In April 2018, Professor Pednekar was appointed as the Vice Chancellor of Mumbai University. During this period, he catapulted the university in the NIRF, or the National Institute Ranking Framework, established several centers of excellence, study centers, and introduced the concept of schools in higher education, restructured the administrative setup, and enhanced the use of ICT in examinations, administration, and student services. Professor Pednekar's journey from a humble village in Maharashtra to the leadership of one of India's leading universities has won him several awards and recognitions and sets him apart as a stellar role model. On this day, the 11th of March 2023, in recognition of a career as an outstanding teacher, researcher, and administrator, and the glory he has brought to his alma mater, the Ruia College Alumni Association and Ram Narayan Ruia Autonomous College are proud to confer upon Professor Suhas Pednekar the title of Jewel of Ruia 2022. I now request President RCA and Principal Ma'am to present him with the award. Bravo. Thank you very much. Such a well-deserved honor. Sir, I request you to please say a few words to mark this occasion.
My heart is full of emotions. Principal of this great college, Dr. Anushri, RCA President Urmi, Secretary Pradyuman, all the former presidents of RCA, office bearers, two jewels sitting here, Justice Gokhale and Sri Lalit Chedda. My former teachers, Mrs. Deshpande, Purvicha Baichwal ma'am, Paranspe ma'am, Meena Gokhale ma'am. My colleagues, Dr. Kiran Mangaonkar is here. We spend so much of time together. Invited guest, we have very dear friend of mine, Dr. Uday Salunke, the Group Director of Wellinkar Institute of Management, former Principal of Khalsa College, Dr. Ajit Singh is here, Dr. D.Y. Patil. They have in fact come all the way from airport directly here to attend this function. Principal of Poddar College, Dr. Shobna Vasudevan is here. I'm so happy that the registrar of Solapur University, Mrs. Ghare, ज्या आता तुमच्याशी संवाद साधला. She was my right hand in University of Mumbai office. My other colleague, Professor Mala, is here from University of Mumbai. माझं कुटुंबीय इथे आहे. माझे मोठे बंधू देवदास आणि सुरेश इथे आहेत. माझ्या सगळ्यांचं कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन इनफॅक्ट इज देअर एज व्हॉट आय एम टुडे. माय वाईफ सोनाली, माझ्या सुनबाई एकता इथे आहे. No doubt I'm missing my sons who are in USA currently, including my elder daughter-in-law. My chemistry 78 gang is here. All my classmates, and so happy to see them here. Maji F12 family is here. F12, which was a university for me. Dr. Samant, my friend, philosopher and guide for every respect. इतर बरेच जण आहेत, प्रत्येकाची नावं घेणं शक्य नाही. माझा चांगला मित्र संजय इज हियर. He is a Mr. Principal of Ruia. I wish I could take names of all, but my all former teacher colleagues of Ruia, the whole, even though they retired, some of them retired, they're still here. I mean, today they're here. I'm so happy to see them. Shikshaketar Karmachari, all current faculty of Ruia College. रुयामध्ये असतानाचा माझा राईट हँड साहेबराव घुले इथे आहेत. And dear students, first of all, let me congratulate my co-recipient of Jewel of Ruia, Dr. Ullas Gunjal, and two rising stars sitting here, Aditi and Pranav, future jewels of Ruia. I miss one person here today, my guiding teacher, Dr. Devdar. Well, I don't know what to say today. I can only say that 44 years of association with this college, where my wife always used to say that at home I was paying guest, and here used to be my first home. 44 वर्षाच्या सहवासानंतर the award or this title which I am receiving, which I have received, is much more than Oscar award for me. And all those who helped me, they all deserve this particular title. मला वाटतं आयुष्यात मी एक लकी असा एक माणूस निघालो की आयुष्याच्या प्रत्येक वळणावर मला चांगली माणसं भेटत गेलीत. त्यांच्यापासून खूप शिकता आलं. विषय किंवा रिसर्च, डॉक्टर उदय साळुंखे ते बसले आहेत, त्यांच्याकडून ॲडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव्ह स्किल्स मी अजूनही शिकतो आहे. कदाचित माझा तो रेकॉर्डेड मेसेज काही जणांनी मी ऑलरेडी ॲप्रिशिएट तिथे केलेलं आहे, जे रुयामध्ये होते. सगळ्यांचं कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन इथे आहे. मला वाटतं तुम्हा सर्वांकडून मी जे काही शिकलो त्याच्यातून एवढंच सांगेन की माझ्या आयुष्याने मला एक चांगलं शिकवलं. आणि ते म्हणजे आपल्या आयुष्यात बऱ्याच गोष्टी अशा होतात, सगळंच आपल्याला मिळतं असं नाही. पण नसण्याची पोकळी शोधण्यात आयुष्य न घालवता असण्याचा अर्थ समजून आनंद लुटावा. कारण प्रत्येकाचं आयुष्य हे रेखाचित्रासारखं असतं. ते ऑलरेडी बनलेलं असतं. आपल्याला फक्त त्याच्यात रंग भरायचे असतात. आणि जर मनासारखे रंग भरले तर आपल्या आयुष्याचं चित्र हे फुलासारखं फुलून उठतं. आयुष्यात मला वाटतं मी हेच शिकलो. प्रामाणिकपणे जे शिकलो ते इतरांना देण्याचा प्रयत्न केला. सो आय एम सो ग्रेटफुल टू RCA family for considering me to be worthy for this such a wonderful title. And there cannot be any satisfying moment in my life than receiving this honor by the people I work with. Thank you so much.
I'm short of words. Thank you so much for sharing those really emotional and genuine things from the heart. We'll now have an interview where Dr. Pednekar shares sage advice for students and faculty as they embark on their careers.
It is uncommon in today's world to find professionals who have been wedded to one or a few organizations. And today's jewel of Ruia, Dr. Suhas Pednekar, is one such individual. Ruia College has given him not just his education, but also has been his karma bhumi, in which he has used as a platform to move on to bigger things at Mumbai University. It is my pleasure to welcome Professor Suhas Pednekar to this forum. He is familiar to many of us in this audience, which makes the task of seeking some information out of him a little more challenging, but I will do my best. Congratulations, Professor Pednekar, for being selected to receive the Jewel of Ruia Award for 2022. I'd like to begin by asking you a little bit about your journey to Ruia College. What made you choose this institution for your undergraduate degree in chemistry?
Well, first of all, let me thank profusely Ruia College Alumni Association and all its office bearer for selecting me and felicitating me with the prestigious honor, Jewel of Ruia. And the person like me who spent 44 years of my life in Ruia College, right from the student day one till I became Vice Chancellor of University of Mumbai. Well, right at the beginning, Ravi, as you all know, that Ruia not only promotes Marathi culture, but encourages. So I will use English as well as Marathi. Looking back, my journey from school first standard till date, I can only say it is like a fairy tale journey. Many of my friends who know me right from the childhood, they at times wonder how I reached to the level today. I was born in a farmer's family. My father was farmer, and my mother was not educated. I still remember many times my father used to shout at me. You know, मराठीमध्ये जसं म्हणतात की अभ्यासावरून वडील मला खूप ओरडायचे आणि ओरडायचे अशासाठी की मी अधिक अभ्यास करायचो म्हणून कारण ते मला नेहमी पहिलं सांगायचं पहिली शेती करायची आणि वेळ मिळाला तर अभ्यास कारण त्यांना साधारण त्यावेळी वाटत होतं की 4 बुक शिकून हा शेवटी त्याला शेतीच करायची आहे. But somehow I still wonder how and how my mother realized the importance of education, and she always promoted and encouraged me. So I continue, and something happened probably, I don't know, but maybe some people say that I become matured early. I realized the importance of education. The situation at home was not very encouraging in terms of financial background or all of the support, I would say. So I used to stand first in every year in the class. Kadachit Vasrat Langdi Gai Shahani म्हणतात तसं असेल. After completion of 7th, there was no high school in the village. So I had to go to another village to join high school, long the distance. खरं म्हणजे पायी चालत जायचं, there was no transport. Even in high school, I stood first in every class. And then my eldest brother, who could not take his education because of the similar situation at home, तो मुंबईला येऊन नोकरी घेतली, मावशीकडे राहत होता, and somehow he realized की someone should go to college, and he wanted me to join science college. आणि त्याने ठरवून ठेवलं होतं की मालवणला सायन्स कॉलेजमध्ये आपल्याला पाठवू. But as the destiny, sometimes you don't know how the destiny can take you and various turns in your life. And the first, I would say, the turn in my life, and that made the whole transformation. When I completed my SSC, that science college in Malvan got closed because they could not afford to continue. And there was no choice, so he decided to bring me to Mumbai. Though it was not that easy for him, but he somehow managed. And the first step I stepped in Mumbai was in Ruia College. And actually my favorite subject was mathematics. I wanted to do something in maths, but my brother asked someone and he was told that let him take chemistry because chemistry there are more job opportunities. And that's how I landed up in taking chemistry in Ruia College.
All of us have several interesting aspects to our time spent in Ruia College, sometimes in the college, mostly outside the college. Can you tell us a little bit about your time when you were a student at Ruia? Who were the kind, what did you do? What were the kind of teachers you had? Who motivated you? Who fascinated you? Who were you terrified of?
Okay. Well, if I may say that the first few years of my life at Ruia was dreadful and scary for the simple reason that can you imagine a boy coming from village where there was not even electricity. First time I wore my chappal was in Ruia College. Not knowing English, even talking in pure Marathi was the difficulty. And we all know that Ruia is a gem of students take admissions there. So it always used to wonder how everybody will accept me. And at the same time, there used to be a tradition, which is not there now. We need to sit in the classroom with a roll number and the surname. So being Pednekar, mine was almost last, and I used to sit in the last bench, almost last bench in the classroom. So it was a difficult time, how to interact with people, how to go even to teacher and ask questions. And थोडक्यात काय शिकवलं जात होतं ते इंग्लिशमुळे काही कळतच नव्हतं. पण समा हळूहळू थोडंसं आणि घरी कोणी नव्हतं की सायन्स मध्ये गेलेलं किंवा सायन्सचं मार्गदर्शन करणार. सो इट वॉज डिफिकल्ट टाइम फॉर मी टू बी व्हेरी ऑनेस्ट. नंतर हळूहळू मित्र जमा झाले आणि we, my journey really started in that direction to know more. I was particularly influenced by the teaching of Professor A.P. Rao then, Kalpakam ma'am. There used to be one Professor Maidev for organic chemistry, and of course Professor Devdar. आणि आय रिमेंबर त्यावेळी आताच्या मुलांना कळणारे नाही की मला महिन्याला माझा भाऊ 15 रुपये पॉकेट मनी द्यायचा आणि त्या 15 रुपयेवर महिना काढायचा अदर दॅन रेल्वे पास. आय स्टील रिमेंबर डीपी मध्ये जाऊन मसाला डोसा खायचा की नाही हे 10 वेळा विचार करावा लागायचं, कारण ते 15 रुपये ते महिनाभर काढावं लागत असायचं. आणि अशा रीतीने चाललं होतं जर्नी. आणि सगळ्यात महत्वाचं पिरियड आय एन्जॉय ड्युरिंग माय स्टुडंटशिप इन रुईया कॉलेज. You may be aware that during my time, Ruia and Poddar used to be invariably in an intercollegiate cricket final. Ruia's captain used to be Sandeep Patil, Poddar's is Venksatkar, and we all used to go to Wankhede. So one part of Wankhede was occupied by Ruia student, another Poddar, and used to be fun, like a India-Pak match. And we really enjoyed that. And sometimes even bunking lectures, we used to go there. But I remember that joining Ruia, there was a turning point in my life. Absolutely. And Ruia became my everything. 44 years. Right. I think probably it will be a record by anyone in that sense. So it turned the life.
You take me back to my time at Ruia. All the people you mentioned who inspired you, taught me as well. And I do know exactly what you mean when you say that you were inspired by them. They were all great teachers, great people. So what made you stay in academia? Was that your first choice, or did you have to, think that through?
Well, that is another mood in my life, Let me tell you, I never ever thought of becoming teacher. Not even my slightest dream. I wanted to become a teacher. It just happened. It was just an accident, I would say. When I was doing my PhD in Ruia College, there was one professor, a lady professor in chemistry department, got married in the middle of academic year. And her husband was out of Mumbai, so she left, resigned, and went. And there is suddenly a vacancy, and it so happened that maybe a few months before that, I had given one research presentation before all the chemistry staff members, and I still remember at the end of my presentation, Professor A.P. Rao came out and he complimented me by saying that you have a flair of teaching. That's a full stop. So after a few months, this happened, and then there was sudden vacancy, and there was somebody needs to take up and continue, because that was a Ruia culture, not giving lectures off. So my guide and A.P. Rao, in fact, insisted me that you take up for some time. I said, me, teacher, lecture. Oh my God! I said, no, I can't. I cannot tell you how frightened I was, but my guide, Professor Devdar, convinced me. He said, just for a few days or few weeks, till the arrangement is made. And somehow reluctantly accepted it, hoping that the replacement will take place faster. But that did not. And it continued. And believe me, I started liking teaching. But still, I had no inclination to continue. I decided that after my PhD is over, I'll either go for a postdoc research fellow abroad or join industry. And I started applying also. In fact, I got 2 offers of postdoc as well as 2 offers to join industry. That Seoul, India and Hindustan Liver then, I still remember. And when I completed my PhD, or about to complete rather, then there was another dramatic turn where one professor from chemistry department again, Professor Naik, who left and went abroad, and Professor Devdar, who was my research guide, was to leave Ruia and he was to join IIT.
Yes.
And then there was nobody to take up research at F12. F12 is very well known. That is called Organic Chemistry Research Laboratory. And then was the time to take a decision, what to do. And with a lot of consultations, and meanwhile I started liking teaching, and I was given that assurance that as soon as you become a teacher, you can take over the research facility and continue your research. Research was my passion. And that was the decision taken at that point of time, and I continue in teaching. And believe me, I do not regret it at all. That was another turning point in my life, because those who have completed their research from Organic Chemistry Research Laboratory, we used to call it F12, it was a different place. It was not just merely where one obtained degree. I would say that that was a place where I learned all the facets of life. And I met wonderful people, and one of them is Dr. S.D. Samant. And S.D. Samant influenced me so much. And I would say that I got influenced by him. And not only I learned organic chemistry from him, but there are so many aspects of life. And it still continues. And that was, I would say, is a turning point again. Professor Devdar, I will not forget how simple and supportive he was in every aspect. And, आयुष्यात प्रत्येकाच्या आयुष्यात असं घडतं की तुम्ही काहीतरी विचार केलेला असतं की अमुक आणि तमुक बनायचं, पण सगळेजण तसं बनत नाहीत. प्रत्येक मोडवर अशी काहीतरी घटना घडते किंवा तुम्हाला व्यक्ती भेटतात आणि तुमचं लाईफ पूर्णपणे बदलतं. इन माय केस आय कॅन ओनली से I have been lucky throughout, to come across good people. I learned a lot from them. And there are many, it's a big list, but to name few of them is Professor Devdar and S.T. Samant, just my friend, philosopher, everybody. I learned a lot even from my wife, Sonali, my children. And whatever I am today is not only these people, but even my elder brother Ramdas, आणि माझ्या मोठ्या वहिनी, त्या दोघांनी एवढा सॅक्रिफाईस माझ्यासाठी केला. त्यांचं एकच ध्येय असायचं की आपल्या फॅमिलीमध्ये कुणीतरी अधिकाधिक शिकावं, मोठं व्हावं. आमच्यापैकी काहींना ते जमलं नाही परिस्थितीमुळे, आणि दॅट्स व्हॉट एव्हर आय एम टुडे इज बिकॉज ऑफ दॅट. I consider that as a blessing in disguise, whatever happened, in my case.
So one of the hallmarks of a good academician is the ability to manage teaching and research. Sometimes you come across academicians who compromise one for the other. Their focus shifts. You have had more than 3 decades of teaching. You have guided more than 30 PhD and master students. How did you manage, juggle the time and to do both?
Well, I believe that do what you love and love what you do. As I said earlier, when I started liking teaching, my passion for research, even that time I never thought that I will get into administration. But somehow the principal then gave me some academic administrative responsibility also. So I continued, and somehow I felt that I've been enjoying everything. And to manage everything, it is possible. I don't think you need to understand how to manage your energy and time, and then everything is possible. You need to build even the capacity. No one is perfect in this world, but if you keep your eyes and ears open, there's so much one can learn, even through observation and through through mistakes of others rather than you committing that.
Right.
And I was fortunate, in fact. The administration which I could see of R.A. Kulkarni, there's so much to learn from him. Even I would say that some of the administrative abilities Professor Dr. R.T. Sane had, I learned from him. And the Ruia culture, it was such a wonderful, I would say, thing that happened in my case, the student of Ruia becoming principal of Ruia.
So would I be right in presuming that these experiences also helped you when you became the Vice Chancellor of Mumbai University?
Oh, yes, very much. Even again, of course, never thought that one day I would become Vice Chancellor of University of Mumbai, where I was a part of it. But I can only say that the art and science of leadership is nothing but the sense of belonging, sense of trust, sense of building relationship, and taking everyone together. Because academic leader ultimately, or academic leadership, is nothing but dealing with people around you. And I think some of my strengths, which I can say and which help me in all my administrative career, is absolute positive attitude. I believe that the 10% of success, what happens, it depends on what happens to you, and 90% on how you respond. I have been a good listener because in fact, sometimes talk about me. They always point out some of my good qualities according to them, that I'm a good listener, I'm a good learner, and a cool-headed person. You all must, or anybody must have seen, because even for example, running University of Mumbai with nearly 847 colleges, nearly or over 8 lakh students, 720-kilometer jurisdiction, it's not easy. But I was rather fortunate that that base and that foundation that I got in Ruia in my 12 years of principalship, it helped me to run the university. And I'm happy, in spite of several challenges in University of Mumbai, I completed my tenure successfully.
So I want to stay with that tenure. And if you had to kind of pick three highlights of something impactful that happened during your tenure, could you name them?
Yeah, even as far as I said earlier, the building leadership qualities, even I was rather fortunate to receive some training in Harvard, about 1 week training of leadership, even academic leadership training in Oxford. That helped me in running University of Mumbai. In fact, let me tell you, the success of any leader is how you manage conflicts.
Yeah,
the typical issues where there's no rule book, and how to develop that respectful relationship. But that all helped me, and I'm very happy to mention here that when I was in Ruia, that which happened first time in the history of Ruia was the president was in Ruia campus during the 75th year celebration. I was happy when Ruia College received the College of Excellence status, and Ruia became the first college in the country during my tenure. It was all, of course, the combined teamwork. It's not, I wouldn't say he, because always we. And another achievement during my tenure, I would say, which was again because of teamwork, was Ruia receiving autonomy.
Right.
As far as University of Mumbai is concerned, when I took over as Vice Chancellor, it was a difficult time. Many of you may be aware that was an exam issue, and there were many months actually the University Vice Chancellor was not appointed. And believe me, maybe because of my experience as principal and the rapport I had developed with principals of all of the colleges, we could successfully resolve all the issues of the examination, and everything was back on track. Not just back on track, but the University of Mumbai became the first university in the whole country to conduct examination and assessing papers, which is called on-screen marking, that is using technology, and declaring results on time. So we successfully did that. There was another challenge during my tenure, and that is also never happened before, and it was a world phenomenon, and that is COVID. Imagine with so much of heterogeneity in the University of Mumbai, with 7 districts and students from different strata, to conduct online lectures, and more than that, conducting examination online was a real challenge. But we successfully did that, and the one thing which I think we did, which helped tremendously, was formation of clusters of colleges, and all the principal support I received. and we successfully did that. And probably icing on the cake, I would say, during my tenure as Vice Chancellor of University of Mumbai is the grade University of Mumbai received in NAC assessment, which is A++, the highest grade. And even the NRF ranking in the country, when I took over, University of Mumbai was somewhere between 175 and 200. We brought to 45th position. So these are some of the highlights which I'm very happy about. Again, it was possible because of the teamwork. I got a wonderful team to work with.
So if you have, we have probably a number of students who are watching this interview as well. What is the message that you have for them?
See, first of all, I'm very happy with the current youth. They are very knowledgeable, very smart. If I compare myself of their age, and I'm so confident about the youth that they will bring the real change in our country, and will make our country Atmanirbhar Bharat, as our Honorable Prime Minister is making appeal to everyone. So I have full faith and confidence in my youth. Talking about, we all know that there are two types of people around us. One is called success seekers and the others are failure avoiders. So success seekers then know that you need to drive for success to succeed and should not be worried about the failure. So I can only say, my youth, that the height of your accomplishment should be determined by the depth of your convictions. And you need to be a good human being. They say, फूल कितना भी खुद सुंदर हो, तारीफ खुशबू से होती है. आदमी कितना भी बड़ा हो, कदर उनके गुणों से होती है. So, and what is more important, in fact, post-COVID scenario, I can say that the two things are going to dominate in every sector. One is technology and another is innovation. You need to be innovative all the time, creative all the time. And you need to stretch the limits of your possible and if required, go into impossible. See, the great things don't come from comfort zone. And the future is not something you await, you need to create that. And finally, I can only say that you work towards your career because everyone wants to be somebody, but you work to become somebody and not to acquire something. Thank you.
So where does Professor Pednekar go from here?
Well, something happened again by accident. I never knew that it is there. In COVID, when we all were locked down at respective houses, we don't know what to do. And somehow I started writing Marathi poetry and some Marathi ghazal. And one of my collection of my poems, being the book was released by Honorable Governor. And I'm enjoying that. It's not something I'm writing, for others. I'm writing for myself. But I realize that's a wonderful way of, enjoying. And that continues. I love photography. And after completing my tenure as Vice Chancellor, I've been giving consultancy to some universities because the real challenge before all the educationists today is to how to implement NEP 2020 meaningfully. And I'm trying my best to help such institutions and enjoy my life. Especially some of my friends who know me very well. One of my habits, which my wife Sonali will tell more in detail, that I'm so fussy about that. I don't eat chicken, I don't eat mutton, I don't eat vegetarian. So the people wondered. So I eat only fish, and there are so many conditions, and all my friends know about it. But well, I'm enjoying at present, enjoying my life.
I'm going to do a rapid fire with you. It seems to be the fashion, and seems the youth seem to like it. So here goes. What do you enjoy most? What did you enjoy the most? Teaching, research, or administration? Pick one.
Administration, and mainly because they are more challenging.
Interesting answer, but I didn't expect that. The best way to spend a Sunday curled up with a book, watching television, working.
Getting up late, watching TV, particularly sports, and enjoying food.
Favorite beverage, tea from Jayesh or coffee from Manish?
Actually, I don't like both, but I can say batata vada from Jayesh and sambar from Mani.
Wonderful.
And since they never give only sambar, it's to order either idli or vada with that.
Right. So here's really the most difficult question, and you can't afford to get this one wrong. Who takes the big decisions at home, you or Sonali?
Both together.
That's a diplomatic answer, but thank you, Professor Pednekar, for your wonderful, wonderful journey describing it to this audience. I am sure that they have enjoyed it as much as I have. I have no hesitation in speaking on behalf of others and saying that best wishes for all that lies ahead. We may have lost you to the from the world of chemistry, but do enjoy your passion wherever that takes you. And of course, I think we will look forward to seeing you in Ruia as we have for so many decades. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Thank you. And real honor.
I really enjoyed that, sir. Thank you. Your story of grit, passion, and humility. I think I would say we have all learned a lot from you. The final task for today is the release of the alumni newsletter. I'll call upon President RCA Ms. Urmi Palan and the Principal of Ramnaran Ruia Autonomous College, Professor Dr. Anushri Lokar, to inaugurate this. I'll also invite all the office bearers to please join us on the dais.
Since the lockdown, we have shifted to the newsletter, to the newsletter, and we have RCA has taken a decision that henceforward the newsletter, instead of being a print newsletter, is going to be an e-newsletter, which all of you will soon receive in your registered mail IDs. All the managing committee members of RCA would please come up.
Thank you very much. I would now like to invite the Secretary of RCA, Mr. Pradyumna Maheshwari, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thanks, Mayuri. This is a crazy responsibility to propose a vote of thanks when I'm standing here before you all in lunch, or at least it's been a long morning and you'll maybe wanting to leave. So the vote of thanks is a very peculiar exercise, but I think one of the things that I would like to propose a vote of thanks to, and this is a common thread with all the people who spoke today, was propose a big vote of thanks to the college. Yeah, because I think we all have achieved a fair bit professionally and personally thanks to Ruia College. And the fact that we are all here, and most of you are from Ruia, and most of you are now sporting this fantastic badge that has been created, where we are indeed proud to be Ruiites. So clearly, I think we owe a lot to the college, and I know I personally owe my entire professional career to what I learned over here. Thanks hugely to our jewels for accepting the honor that we wanted to bestow on them. Professor Pednikar and Dr. Gunjal. Thank you, Dr. Gunjal, for sitting up till so late at your time. Thanks to the rising stars, Aditi and Pranav. As you would have noticed, this the hybrid mode of Jewel of Ruia event that we have actually engages the jewels especially, and even the rising stars, for more than 2 or 3 weeks, because we are doing the interviews, we are doing testimonials, etc. So it's a fairly extended exercise. It's not just coming for an event, giving your thank you speech, and that's about it. So we are engaging with all of them. So thank you very much for indulging us, and thank you to the 4 people who gave the testimonials. I know, in the past we've had, and recording these things on Zoom, etc., can be quite painful and can be quite daunting for people who haven't done it in the past. So thank you very much. Thank you. This event couldn't have happened without the very active participation and help that we achieved, that we received from Principal Lokur, as well as everybody in the college. So thank you very much to the college. This is, as you noticed, we had Dr. Gunjal over here, still connected from Washington, D.C. And this has been facilitated by the college team, and Sachin is here. We've got him to push his leaving for some official assignment by a few hours. Bipin and his team have been here, and they, we could just leave it entirely to them to having achieved this. All the interviews that have been happened are thanks to a team, Ashish Chawla and company, who have done this. We've had the entire creatives that are there over here that you've seen is thanks to the team at Chemical Weekly, which has been doing it on the fly. So thanks to them wherever they are, and thanks to the RCA members who are here. Thanks to the faculty. Thanks to the non-teaching staff. Dilip Lakde, who is always around offering his secretarial help. Now that we are in the physical mode, more than ever before, and it's been great to have a physical event once again, and we look forward to seeing more of RCA in future. Those of you, I must do this plug once again, if you are not a member yet, please be now. apart from the badge, there are other cool things that will happen if that is, this is the age for networking, right? This is the age for networking, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever. And this is perhaps the best way to network. And I realized it a little late in life, but it's important to be connected to the college. Thank you very much, and thank you for being here.
We'll come to a formal close to this ceremony, and I request all the members of the Alumni Association to please proceed for lunch.
Dr. Gunjal, thank you. Thank you for being with us through this time for so many hours. We are waiting to see you in person, Dr. Gunjal, whenever you're here in India again. Yes, please do. Please get in touch with us as soon as you decide on your plans.
I will. Thank you very much.
Dr. Gunjal, we have Paranjpe, we have someone here who wants to say hi to you.
Yes, Lalita.
Hello, Ullas. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Lalita?
I'm fine. I'm just looking forward to meeting you, and then maybe we could go to Matunga Gymkhana again.
Yes, we should.
Rita hopes that we'll meet again soon. She couldn't come today, but she sends you her greetings and congratulations.
Okay. Please convey my greetings to her as well.
I'll do that.
And certainly I will call upon you.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye. There's Professor Ranade from the chemistry